Hi, welcome back 5th grade. Today we're going to continue working on our masks. Let's learn a little bit more about masks before we start the final part of paper mache, and then we will paint them next time. We have talked a little bit about the cultural masks from around the world. Putting on a mask is a transformative experience. It allows us to be someone that we're not for even a moment, changing both how we see ourselves and how we behave. While some masks have been held onto by cultures and their traditions, many mask ceremonies have died out over the years. Let's take a look at the ancient Egyptian burial mask. The ancient Egyptians concentrated not only on their daily life, but also the prospect of life after death, the eternal afterlife. The Egyptians believed that preserving the body in death by the process of mummification was important to keep the soul alive. Without a physical body, the soul had no place to dwell and became restless forever. The ancient Egyptian death masks were used to cover the face of mummies and ensure that the spirit of the dead person was able to recognize the body. The royal death mask or burial mask, such as the fabulous golden death mask of Tutankhamun, or King Tut, was made of gold and in the image of King Tut himself. The ancient Egyptians used gold because it reminded them of the sun god and therefore credited with the powers of the sun. So our mask might look a little bit like this right now, and you should know it's yours because you have a sticky note underneath. But now it's time that we make it look a little bit more like this. So the only difference about last time and today is that we're going to be using copy paper instead of newspaper. We're going to be taking the copy paper, ripping it into little tiny itty bitty bits, and then using it to create our mask. The reason is because if we start painting here, it won't look as neat and tidy and have as much craftsmanship as it could if we go over it with a few more layers and then add paint to this solid canvas white mask that we have by the end of today. So 3 things that you'll need. You will need do you remember what it's called? It's called a mold. It's called a face mold because it's a mold, but it has a face on it. So we're putting stuff on top of it to make something that looks like a face. You'll need a tray. You will also need some glue that you might be sharing with your table partners. And I will provide the paper. So don't worry about paper. I will leave it out on the tables for you. What you need to do is find your mask. Remember, you'll know it's the mask because you have the sticky note inside. You need to take that off and put it on the inside of your face mold so I know that this one's yours, because it'll be impossible for me to know because they're all gonna look exactly the same. And then place your newspaper paper mache mask right back on top of it. So for the most part, everything's still the same. I have everything laid out in front of me, but when you create your paper strips, you're gonna do the same thing as last time, but I need you to cut them into even smaller pieces. Did you hear that? Even smaller pieces. Very, very small. Just like this. Alright, just like last time, itty bitty bits. Let's take your fingers, you're gonna get a little bit messy. Go over the paper mache, the little pieces, and go ahead and start moving them to your face mold. So itty bitty bits. Remember, go in different directions all the way around. I need you to do as many layers as you can. Let's say at least 3 layers so that yours will be very strong. Don't forget to go around the sides. You don't have to put it on the frame, so you don't have to put it on that flat part, but you do have to go around the sides. Okay, so I finished 1 layer so far. You can still see the newspaper kind of poking through some areas, so that tells me I need to add at least 1 or 2 more layers. But I want you to remember to take some time, get your fingers wet, and go over those important features like the eyes and the nose. You want to make sure that those are really massaged. That way, when this is all done, you can still really see those features, and then you'll be it'll be much easier to paint later on once you can really see where those are. So I know that I've probably reached the number of layers I need because now it looks solidly white and I can't see through the paper to the newsprint underneath. It looks like it's one color. So I know that I'm probably done. I'm going to take this mold, put it to the side, and now I need to clean my tray. All right, so now it's time for the wet wipes again. So take one out, and then you need to clean the tray. Just go over it a couple times. Get some of that excess glue hanging out. Yeah, get rid of that. And then you can put your mold back on top. We're gonna place them again. Make sure that your name is somewhere inside. We're gonna place it on the back counter. And then make sure that your glue has its top on so it's not leaking everywhere. And then you need to clean your table. All right, so we can start painting this next time. Thank you so much for putting in so much hard work. I know that this has taken a while to get this done, but I think we're gonna be really proud of what these will look like when they're all done. All right, good luck, guys.